that we get is not a dependency, it is a right. It is the state's right. The Finance Commission every 5 years decides that Government of India collects the taxes on behalf of all the states, and the Government of India has to devolve it to the states. So in that sense, the biggest share that we get, almost in our 17,000 crores, about 9,000 crores is share of central taxes. So it should not be seen that we are dependent on Government of India. It is our right. It is the state's right. So, and Finance Commission has decided that as a formula. So I have just 2 more slides. Next slide, please. This is our own receipts. Now, if you look at our own taxes, as you saw in the previous slide, we are mostly our big chunk is coming from the share of central taxes and CSS. Our own taxes is about close to 3,000 crores in an 18,000 crore kitty. Again, we all know our state is small, our population is small. So while GST is growing well, as the sir just explained, the non-tax, which is the mining and others, are not growing so well. But I think efforts are being made wherever possible in excise, in motor vehicles, in all to increase our own tax base. Next. So now we have shown how this growth has happened and what is the increase in government expenditure. So when we have more money, when the government has more money, what does the government do? Obviously the government invests it in sectors which are important, which will lead to growth, which will lead to citizen well-being, which will improve things for the people. So if you look at just the investments made in critical sectors, again they have taken a benchmark of 2015-16 and then the benchmark of last year. So in every sector, more than double. If you look at education, the investment has more than doubled. If you look at roads and bridges, about 1.5 times. Health and family welfare is the biggest. In fact, in health, we are the only state in the country which spends about 9% of our GSDP on health. So that's the kind of number we have, and that's mandated. We are the only state which spends this. So health has grown by more than twice. Then if we look at a sector like PHE, so the expenditure has doubled. So then there is a sector like sports and youth affairs. If you look at the last column, more than 3 times the expenditure, about 3 times. So these are the kind of growths we have seen, and that is what is what we see in the field. I'm sure when we travel to villages, better roads, more PHCs, more sports facilities, all this is the result of this. Next. So this is of last year's actuals, which are the top 10 departments for everybody to have an understanding. So which are the departments where the biggest expenditure is being done. Again, as you would have guessed, education is the big department. Of course, this one includes salaries also. That's why education is the big department. Health is a big department because again they have a huge workforce. Then public works is a very big department. They spend about 2,000 crores out of our 21,000 crores of expenditure. Planning, because many of the projects are implemented through planning. Power is a very important sector, about 1,200 crores of expenditure. Police, again 1,200 crores. So these are the critical sectors. Next. So this is again the capital outlay in the top 10 departments. So the previous slide showed what is the total expenditure. This is the capital expenditure, which means the previous slide showed including salaries and all. This is only on projects. So which are the departments where they are investing the maximum? Again, number 1 is PWD, number 2 is power, then it is planning, then it is urban affairs, and the list goes on. So these are the ones where big capital expenditure is being made. Next. So, and in addition to capital expenditure, I'm sure you will also all appreciate that over the last 3-4 years, we have also been able to launch several beneficiary-oriented programs. So these are, many of these programs are new programs, whether it is a program like Focus, whether it is a program like CM Elevate, where already we have spent about 100 crores, whether it's a program like Skills Meghalaya, where about 60 crores has been spent in skilling close to about 20,000 people just in the last 1 year. So all these programs, MHIS is today the largest program in the state, about 210 crores is the allocation for MHIS. So all these beneficiary-oriented programs are also being implemented thanks to the increased availability of resources. Next. So this is the last slide. So basically the purpose, as we look at it, sir, so we are expecting from the House comments on what are the sectoral priorities, are there things that we need to prioritize, how do we improve existing schemes, are there any new schemes that can be taken up, are there any ideas on revenue augmentation and last mile service delivery. So these are some of the things which we would like to hear from the House. I conclude here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the recap on the decadal trend in the receipts and expenditure of the state over the years, and also of 23-24 and the present 24-25. fine. Now, as we move on, I request our Honourable Chief Minister for to kindly give us a keynote address for this session.
A very good morning to everyone, and I take this opportunity to welcome all our different stakeholders, different members from different organizations, community leaders, friends who have joined us on Facebook Live, and all the other individuals who are here today for this pre-budget consultation. As you're aware that